All right, a huge welcome to all of our Spanish-speaking learners tuning in for this explainer. We are absolutely thrilled to have you here. Today, we're diving straight into the heart of the English language. Look, if you've ever felt overwhelmed by English grammar, seriously, don't worry. We're going to make this highly visual, totally structured, and honestly, a lot of fun. So let's jump right in. Today's focus is on mastering the absolute foundation of everything you'll ever say in English, the verb to be, in both its affirmative and negative forms. So, did you know that a single verb in English is literally the key to introducing yourself to the entire world? It really is. For those of you who are used to using two completely different verbs depending on whether a situation is permanent or temporary, well, English keeps it incredibly simple. We just use one. It's the magic key that unlocks your ability to tell people who you are, where you're from, your age, and how you're feeling. Without it, you kind of can't even get a conversation started. So, mastering this one little verb, it's an absolute game changer.
Okay, let's look at how this affirmative formula actually comes together. It's literally like building blocks. On the left side, you've got your subjects, the people we're talking about, right? Like I, he, she, or the plurals like we and they. In the middle, the verb to be just changes its shape to perfectly match that subject. So you get am, is, and are. And then on the far right, you've got your details. You can just mix and match these to say things like, I'm from Brazil, or she is 18. It's literally that simple to create hundreds of perfect sentences.
But wait, what happens when someone completely messes up your details? Take a look at poor Carmen's situation right here. This guy is making a whole lot of assumptions. He's like, so, Carmen, you're Mexican, you're 35, you're married, and you're a nurse. Poor Carmen. Literally every single thing he just said is completely wrong. And misunderstandings happen all the time in real life. If we only know how to say what is true, how do we defend ourselves when someone says something that isn't true? We've got to know how to correct the record. And that brings us perfectly to our next tool, the negative form. To solve Carmen's problem of mistaken identity, we just need to add a little negativity. Grammatically speaking, anyway. Look at the transformation in that middle section. Am simply becomes am not. Is combines with not to become the contraction isn't. And are squishes together with not to become aren't. So now you can smoothly say he isn't from Mexico or we aren't married. Using everyday contractions like isn't and aren't is absolutely crucial if you want to sound natural and fluent. Let's see this mechanical shift in action. We start with the affirmative fact, she is a nurse. But to correct it, that is just transforms right into an isn't. We literally just squeeze the word not onto the end of the verb, replace the O with an apostrophe, and boom, you successfully flipped a positive statement into a negative one. It's a tiny, tiny little change, but it is incredibly powerful for making sure you're properly understood. Now, this is exactly how we speak out in the real world. Think of it like a 1-2 punch. First, you use a negative statement to reject the false information. Then you immediately follow it up with an affirmative statement to drop the actual truth. I'm not Mexican. There's the rejection. I'm from Argentina. And there's the truth. This is exactly how Carmen needs to handle the guy in that comic strip. It's polite, it's crystal clear, and it uses exactly the grammar we just went over. All right, you've got the tools, you know the affirmative, and you know the negative. Now it's time to put your skills to the test. We're officially going on a fact versus fiction world tour. I'm going to show you some extremely famous landmarks from around the globe. But, well, my geography might be a little bit terrible today. Your job is to correct me using that new negative form. And I want you to actually shout the correct negative sentence out loud right at your screen. Are you ready? Let's do this. Here's our first stop. A truly beautiful, iconic building. But my caption claims, the Taj Mahal is in Pakistan. Listen to that claim and use your negative verb to correct me right now. Go ahead, say it out loud. Okay, let's see if you got it. The correct response is, the Taj Mahal isn't in Pakistan. And then we hit him with the truth. It's in India. Fantastic jog if you use that isn't contraction, since we're talking about one singular place, an it. You're doing great. Let's keep moving. Keeping this fast-paced rhythm going. Next stop on our tour, take a look at this famous monument. My claim here is the Statue of Liberty is in Canada. All right, fill in the blank in your head or shout it out. How do you fix my terrible geography this time? Boom. Here's the correction. The Statue of Liberty isn't in Canada. Again, we're going with isn't because the Statue of Liberty is a singular it. By practicing this out loud, you are literally wiring your brain to instinctively reach for the exact right contraction whenever you hear false info.
Moving right along, look at this absolutely stunning mountain view. Just breathtaking. But read my caption carefully. Machu Picchu is in Mexico. I think you know exactly what to do here. Trigger that correction for me.
You know it. Machu Picchu isn't in Mexico. It's in Peru, obviously. You are absolutely nailing this structure. Do you see how effortless it becomes once you just understand the basic mechanics? Let's carry all that momentum right into our next destination.
Ah, the City of Lights. Or actually, wait, here's my next geographical blunder. I'm claiming the Eiffel Tower is in Italy. You're definitely getting the hang of this grammar rule by now. Hit me with the correction. Exactly. The Eiffel Tower isn't in Italy. It is in France. See, this simple little grammar tool completely empowers you. You aren't just sitting there as a passive listener anymore. You're actively communicating facts and setting the record straight. All right, this is the final test of our world tour. Look at this magnificent piece of architecture right there on the water. Now, my caption says, the Sydney Opera House is in the UK. Bring it home for me right now. Give me the strongest, clearest negative sentence you can muster. Perfect. The Sydney Opera House isn't in the UK. It's in Australia. I just want to take a quick second to celebrate the hard work you put in today. You didn't just read about grammar rules, you actively practiced it. You applied it, and honestly, you mastered it. Let's do a really quick progress check on everything we tackled in this explainer. Think about what you just conquered. First, you learned the affirmative forms to confidently introduce yourself. Second, you mastered the negative forms and contractions to expertly correct false information. And third, you literally traveled the world in English, fixing my ridiculous geography along the way. Hey, if you found this structured, visual approach helpful, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's keep building this awesome learning community together. As we wrap things up today, I want to leave you with one final thought. What new doors are going to open for you now that you can confidently introduce yourself to anyone, anywhere in the world? Your English journey is really just beginning, and with the right tools and a little bit of confidence, there is absolutely nothing you cannot achieve. I want to help you, and I know how to do it.